Hello and welcome back to our video series all about positive discipline. This video might be my favorite video. In this video, we're going to be learning all about the human brain and a very important positive discipline tool called positive time out. And we are going to start by doing an experiential activity. So many of the positive discipline activities are done experientially, so that you can feel and you can understand what our child might be perceiving. And you can get to the feelings. What are you thinking and what are you feeling and what are you deciding? So we are going to start by, you're gonna do what I tell you to do. So right now I'm gonna tell you to sit down in a chair, if you will, and put your feet right in front of you so you're sitting with a very tall spine, and you're gonna place your hands on your knees. And I would love for you to follow me with a deep breath in and pause at the top, and then a deep breath out. And that felt good, so let's do it again. A deep breath in and pause at the top, and then a deep breath out. Sometimes I like to sneak in a few deep breaths because taking care of ourselves is always very important to do. So now you're gonna put your hands right on your legs, and we are going to tap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna put your hands in the air. You're gonna make a little circle with your pointer finger and thumb, and then I want you to put that right on your chin, and put your fingers right on your chin. Are they on your chin? Or did you do what I did and put them on your cheek? I said chin. So what might that be teaching us about the brain? One of the things I love with the work I do is learning about the latest research of these neuroscientists, and it really has only been probably the past 20 years that we've developed the CAT scans to study the brain. So neuroscientists have learned that we have these neurons in our brain called mirror neurons, or monkey see, monkey do neurons. And it doesn't just affect what we are saying, but it also affects our emotions, right? I don't know about you, but I definitely am an empath. So I really feel other people's feelings. And so maybe it's, if you see someone cry, you might tear up a little bit, or someone yawning, that's mirror neurons. You feel like you have to yawn. They even did this study with little babies, brand new newborns. And if the mother was like going like that with her mouth, the newborn baby could do it with these mirror neurons. So it's not just what we are saying to our children, it's, how we are being. And we're gonna learn right here a little bit more now about the brain and about that primal and powerful state that our brain can go in. And this is based on the work of Dr. Daniel Siegel. And Dr. Dan Siegel wrote many amazing books all about parenting and beyond too, but The Whole Brain Child is a great book that he wrote. I should have some of these here, but, they're over there, but that's okay. And I'll put them in the email. And The Power of the Yes Brain, and I'm reading his one now about the teenage brain. So he loves to teach about the brain. And so he teaches about the brain in the palm of your hand. So we're gonna do that now too. And I want you to hold up your right hand. And if we look at our palm down, so that's like the brain stem. And the brain stem is in charge of all those autonomic bodily functions. Your breathing, your heart rate, everything is happening without us worrying about it with the brain stem. And then if you put your thumb right in the middle here, this represents the midbrain, or the amygdala. And it's here in the midbrain where that major radar lives. What are you gonna do? You're gonna freeze, fight, flight, fawn is another one. And then there's one more in there too. And also, it's where our emotions and our memories are stored. Our emotions and our memories are stored here in the midbrain and the amygdala. And then you're gonna put your fingers down. So this is your brain, the brain in the palm of your hand. So the back of your hand, that's where all the senses are, that's where those are all developed and that's where they live. And then this front part is the cortex. And that's the part that is, really developing as we experience. So the cortex, you're thinking, you're having experiences, and all those synapses are developing. And then if you look here, your distal fingertips, that is the prefrontal cortex. And the prefrontal cortex is where there's a lot going on. And the problem here is that this prefrontal cortex, it's not done developing until the age of 25 to 30. So like 25, 26 for females, and probably on that later edge of 28 to 30 for males. And let me show you the list. And I apologize if it's backwards, but we're gonna go through this. These are all the things that happen in the prefrontal cortex. Regulation of the body, emotional regulation, interpersonal relationships, response flexibility, intuition, mind sight. So mind sight is a term that Dr. Dan came up with. And that's when you can see your thinking. You think about your thinking, see your mind. Self-awareness, letting go of fears, and morality. That's a big list. And in addition to that are those executive functioning skills too. And that's a whole nother list. So the prefrontal cortex is not done developing until later. And what happens to our brain when, let me just go through a scenario for you. So maybe you wake up a little late. You didn't hear the alarm go off and you press snooze. And then you realized, oh my gosh, I'm late. And you're rushing late to work and you get a coffee, you spill the coffee all over you. And then you get to your meeting and the boss is all mad because you're late. And a lot of things go wrong at work. And then your mother-in-law calls and this person calls. And then you get home and your spouse is like, well, what's for dinner? What are you doing? And then you step on a Lego and just like, it's just boom. You flip your lid. Sometimes when there's so much going on, it's hard for us to do all of this. It's hard. This takes skills. These take a lot of skills to do all these things. And we are going to feel all the stress. And sometimes our brain goes like that and we flip our lid. And then what's showing? What do you remember is showing when your brain does this? And neuroscientists have seen this happening. You're either in the parasympathetic nervous system. That's when your brain is working. You're in the parasympathetic nervous system. You're in this rest, digest, or you're in the sympathetic nervous system. And the sympathetic nervous system is the freeze, fight, flight response. And remember what I said too? It could be also where our emotions and our memories are stored. So that's when I always will say, like, I never wanted to sound like my mother and I'm sounding like my mother because I said so. Because that's why, like you yell, you do things that you wouldn't normally do. You're not being the proactive parent, you're being the reactive parent. And I will say, it's okay. We are all going to have those experiences when we flip our lid. But I want to show you something because we learned about mirror neurons earlier. What do you think will happen to your child if you're like this with the mirror neurons? Or like thinking about your partner or your spouse. If you walk in the house like this, how do you think they might feel and react? So as the adult with the fully functioning prefrontal cortex, it is our responsibility. We have the responsibility. We have the ability to respond and to recognize that we are in this freeze, fight, flight response. We are in the primal state. And you can only be in one state or the other. You can only be in either that primal state, or you could be in a powerful state, I call it, with my mindset coaching. So we need to learn how to go from here to here. And that is where that positive time out comes out. And I'm going to do that in another video because I promised to keep these short at 10 minutes. But in the supplement video, we're going to learn all about creating a positive time out space. So I'll see you in the next video.